Oh, thank God. Finally some Starcraft. Let's get on into the game. For the love of God. Hello, everyone. It's me. It's Mr. 79 on this glorious night. Ooh, and what nice music. On the glorious night of January 25th, 2017. And we have a nice TvZ to help you start off or end or accompany your day, depending on where you are in this great big world of ours. Spawning in the bottom position of Vonnie Research Station. Representing our red Zerg player, it is Dick. And his opponent spawning in the top hand corner of Vonnie Research Station, representing our blue Terran player, it is Dyukusi. I get it. What he did there was clever, in case you didn't know. Instead of saying jacuzzi, he did it phonetically and with an accent like Dyukusi. So we know this guy is something can have some pro strats for us today. And yeah, look at that. Supply depot already finishing on up. Gas first coming it down for Dyukusi as well. And a barracks to complement that on off. Let's see what Dick is doing on the other side of the map. Looks like Dick is going to go for that hatchery first. Nothing too unexpected. Definitely can't blame him for doing so. Gonna make... Let's see how many drones he makes before the extractor and the pool. Ooh, 2 drones. Which means he's just going to be a little bit unsafe versus hyper-aggression from Dyukusi, but we will not mind that for the moment. Dyukusi gonna go ahead, scout on out, or actually just checking for the existence of a third base or a low ground hatchery, and now going to scout out the timing of this gas and pool. Excellent play there from Dyukusi. And it doesn't look like any React Reaper shenanigans. In fact, I'm guessing it's just gonna be a quick factory because he has 100 gas saved up and he intends to use it. Please, don't make me look stupid. Yay, thanks Dyukusi. Factory going down immediately. Marine production starting. Oh, actually... No marine production. Gonna save up straight for another command center after this initial barracks went on down. And yes, there that SCV goes to build that hatchery. Or command center, sorry. And the Dyukusi just scouting around. Let's see what it's... Yeah, it's just gonna check to see when this low ground hatchery is going to take place. Generally in the TvZ matchup, you try to get it there within maybe 2 minutes 30 seconds, kind of, maybe in the 2-minute mark, depending on how much aggression your Terran player is putting on. And you know what, actually from Dyukusi's point of view, it's going to be a decent amount of aggression nonetheless. This is not something that Richard is privy to, so you know, to see what Dyukusi plans to do, it looks like Widowmine drops from this perspective. Gonna go ahead and switch it off. Ooh, actually, this is TvZ. What am I talking about? We're gonna see some Hellions. Yeah, factory doing the switcheroo with the barracks. Barracks should make a tech lab as it lands. No Banshee follow-up, just 2 Hellions straight on the way. As supply depot is going to finish up, granting enough supply for these 2 Hellions to finish their construction, and Dick's Overlord is going to see that command center. Very nice play from Dick. And Dyukusi now just building more supply depots and making sure he keeps open enough of this supply in order to make units. This is all basic information no one is impressed by. Let's see, another gas coming up for our friend Dyukusi. Spending that money fairly well, better than I may have thought, considering his build. So good job for Dyukusi rather. Meanwhile, Dick is going to take this third base after escorting, making sure there's no shenanigans, but ooh, does miss this hidden SCV from Dyukusi. Dick is going to have to live with the information that Dyukusi is going to see exactly when this third hatchery goes down. And let's see, yes, that is information he is privy to. Anyways, another factory, thank God. We are seeing mech play, everyone. We've seen a decent amount of mech play on the channel right now, and I don't know about you guys, but personally, whenever I see a Terran play mech, I just root for them so much, but oh, hold that thought. Hellion's gonna go by, just a little bit of links, nothing too much, and actually, this SCV that wasn't killed is gonna be able to repair these Hellions if he so chooses, but decides not to for now. Yeah, another factory. I am so excited about this. Dyukusi, just know that you have won my heart for the time being. However, Speed Overload's gonna scout out that this is mech play immediately, so you won't have the element of surprise. You're not gonna catch Dick doing anything like Link Bane or anything, and there we go. Roach Warren comes down immediately, recognizing that Roaches, Ravagers are the main way to deal with mech. Actually, what I've seen some pro players do with a decent amount of success, I can't remember if it's Dark or who did it, but just massing Ravagers versus Terran mech, and it was just a brutal, because you can't dodge all of the bios, and mech units are bigger and slower, so it was a very effective technique. But eventually he did have to vary up his composition, as siege tanks can, you know, do awful things to Roaches and Ravagers, stuff that I cannot teach you in school if I were a teacher. Things that would get me put on disciplinary hold if I told you as a teacher. But I digress. Hellions gonna make their way on the map. Their map presence is known. Look at them just hanging out around. Not gonna do too much. Has some good lighting, good shaders, and ooh, what's this thing that's flying around? Hang on. Gotta click it. Can't click it. Alright. No problemo. Let's see. Overlord's just gonna hang on this right side of the map. If Dyukusi does decide to make a Viking, it's gonna be pretty awful. But ooh, actually, army not quite finished yet. But it looks like it's gonna be a hellbat cyclone timing. And let's see what Richard has to do with the two roaches in production. And is he gonna push for now? Or is he gonna wait for the armory? It's so close to finishing, so close. Just the tip of it needs. And yes, the armory is finished. Dyukusi is probably gonna push on into Dick. Dick is in a very fortified position though, so he shouldn't take too much damage, and he's definitely gonna scout this out. Yes, sees the Hellbat transformation, but does he see it? Yes, he does see it. Gonna focus on macroing his army now, and actually decides to cede the space entirely. No, gonna go for the wraparound instead. Start from my camera angles, but gonna go ahead and take a nice engagement versus this Hellion Cyclone. And it turns out the Cyclone's actually just focusing on the Ling, so the Roach is going pretty unchecked. The Queen's doing a good job of taking all the damage, and Richard keeps this up with no problem. Oh crap, I said Richard, not Dick. Oh well, the joke's over. Because now Richard has 32 to 14 total army supply. He can, if he wants to, push onto this third base location. But nicely enough, Dyukusi is pushing it on here. So Richard gonna enjoy a nice drone advantage for quite a while. He can definitely slam down that D key, because his name is Dick, and make a lot of drones since he just held off a push and has a decent amount of army. Gonna see if that's what he does. Double Evo, definitely the right choice. Layer coming up, exactly what you want to do when you hold up a mech push or playing him against mech in general. Spore crawlers on their way, spreading that creep over, and you know what? Since Dyukusi lost his mech presence, this creep's gonna go completely unchecked, and we all know what Zerg does to mech on creep. Oh, horrible things. That seems to be the word of the day, isn't it? Horrible things. And let's wait for this game to get started. Let's see. I didn't know I was out of shape until walking started hurting for me. Let me explain. Obviously I do a lot of Starcraft. I love Starcraft. I love to cast it. I love to help people play it. I love to play it myself. I do a lot of Starcraft, right? And unfortunately, you don't work out doing Starcraft. Well, you work out your mind, but you know, that doesn't count, apparently. So, yeah, it turns out when I was walking to my classes from university, I was like, I wasn't panting very hard. I don't know why I sound like a dog, but my legs started hurting. Those little calf things on the side of your ankle kind of hurt. Oh man, and there's still a store, so you know, that's kind of a wake-up call for me. You can't deny. Look how pitiful the AA damage of the Cyclone is, but it seems it will be good enough to take out the Overlord. And let's get back on into the game. Starport actually coming. Come on, take him to the starport. Oh, it's right there. Okay, you are. Good, clever little interface, aren't you? Alright, he has, let's see the structures tab. He has 2 factories, 1 barracks. That is just making add-ons for other production facilities. 3 command centers. Actually, 3 orbitals and another command center about to float down on this gold base, so gonna really mac her up is Dyukusi. And a starport on the way for Vikings, interestingly enough, preemptively making Vikings 2 nonetheless. I fear that Garandum is just gonna lack too much. Meanwhile, on Dick's side of the map, yes, we're bringing the joke back. It doesn't seem that he wants to take a 4th base anytime soon, which is huge trouble. I mean, when you're really ahead as a Roach Ravager Zerg player versus mech, there is no reason not to take the 4th base. It is just 300 minerals. It's not that much. And if you know for a fact you are ahead, you need to mac her up. Because there's a good saying. When you're facing... Ooh, actually nice tonight though about that Overlord. Versus mech, when ahead, get really more ahead. If you don't just try to march across the map and kill a mech player. And it looks like actually he's making a lot of Roaches and Ravagers. So Richard... gonna try to do something on Dyukusi's part of the map. However, mech play is known to be notoriously hard to kill. Siege tanks especially, but it doesn't look like there's that many siege tanks actually. There's only, what? That was the structures tab. 2 siege tanks. Gonna set up in positions and a decent amount of Hellions. But that is a lot of Roach Ravager. And have to give pause to this mech army. Gonna have to have some fantastic positioning. May even have to pull the boys in the defense. If he doesn't pull the boys, he may very well lose this game. The Roach Ravager moving on. In crushed bows being thrown down, and boys, yes, are being pulled. 2 siege tanks still stand strong in the back. He hasn't been able to penetrate that just yet. Dick having trouble penetrating this back line, but it looks like it's going to barely clean it up. The Cyclone's doing so much damage to the Roaches though. But barely, it seems that, yes, he is going to overwhelm this natural location. And Dyukusi is going to be forced to pick up and move away. And actually, GG is called and Dick is victorious. And Dyukusi has left the game. Wow. That is some good Dick play right there. Folks, I know you're going to ask me, how do you get Dick from Richard? Well, the answer is you ask him nicely. Oh boy. God, I hate my jokes. I see. Good game sense from Richard. Really realizing when Dyukusi is being a bit too greedy. I mean, just having 1, 2. He has 4 factories right now in the starport, which is great. But only having 2 factories, and instead of having to get those quicker double command centers, definitely left him open to a timing like this. Did throw down the force base eventually, did dig, so good job there from him. Nice curse of bows, taking out the tanks. It looked for a second there Dyukusi was going to hold, but in the end it didn't seem as though it worked out. Good play from both sides. If I were Dyukusi, I would have just tried to have been a little bit less greedy, especially after a failed 2-base aggression push. But coulda, woulda is a story of Starcraft, and everyone, thank you so much for watching today's cast. I know my schedule is a little bit janky, because university stuff, it's how do I put this? Let's see. How do I put this? You know, it feels like I'm constantly. Okay, here's a good analogy. So I started recently going to university, and it starts to feel like that I am the High Templar who missed 4 storms in a row, right? I mean, at this point, I'm just like, God, I use so much energy and nothing's happening, and you know, it's just so obvious. Like, oh, come on, just one fatty storm, give me something. Oh man. I guess I have to wait for my own personal buyout, but thank you so much for being flexible with the scheduling, and thank you so much for watching today's cast. Be sure to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. It helps me out more than you may think. Subscribe to this video, indeed. Subscribe to the channel for more daily StarCraft 2 content. Leave a comment down below if you're so inclined. You can send me your replays at Mr79@outlook.com, and remember, folks, the internet could always use more heroes.